Hi guys! So for those of you who don't know, I am about 8 weeks, less than 8 weeks away from taking the Nclex. I don't have a set date yet, but once I graduate and the paperwork all goes through and all that fun stuff, I plan on taking it the second that I can. So I wanted to make a video for you guys on how I'm preparing for the Nclex. There are many different ways to prepare for the Nclex, and I do plan on doing a video on a lot of those ways that you can prepare for the Nclex, but this video is going to be specifically on how I am going to prepare for the Nclex. So to start off with, a few weeks ago in one of my classes we took this Nclex predictor test, and it was 180 questions and we had like 3 hours to do it, and we took that test, and this test gave us a percentage of what's your percentage of passing the Nclex the first time. And so I took this Nclex predictor test, and to my astonishment, I got a 96% chance of passing the Nclex for the first time. And so that was really great news for me. I was so happy. And so that predictor score really kind of solidified my plans on what I'm going to do to prepare for the Nclex. There are many different review courses out there. The top two that I can think of are Kaplan and Hearst. There are many review classes and courses that you can do to help prepare for the Nclex. They'll break down the different styles of questions, they'll give you lots of practice questions, and I have heard great things about those review classes, but for me, I am not going to be doing any review classes to prepare for the Nclex. One, these classes are very, very expensive, and for me, I just feel like, yes, I think they would benefit me, but I don't think they're going to make or break my Nclex score or passing abilities. I have just spent the past 3 years in nursing school taking a bunch of tests, and these tests have been geared towards passing the Nclex and passing the boards. Nursing school, yes, they try to teach you how to be a nurse, but they're really teaching you how to pass the Nclex. And so I feel like I spent so much time preparing for these boards that I don't feel like I necessarily need to take a review course on top of that. Also, my school has like a 98% pass rate for taking the Nclex, of passing for the first time. And I have been talking with some nurses that I have been with through my clinical shifts, and one of the nurses told me something that I think would be great for you guys to hear as well. He said that the Nclex has a really high pass rate, like around 95% chance of passing it for the first time. Look at yourself, look at your classmates, and if you are in that bottom 5%, then consider doing a review course. If you are not in that bottom 5%, then I don't see the point of spending the money on a review course unless you feel like it would benefit you. So, with that said, what I have been doing to prepare for the Nclex is I have been taking tons and tons of Nclex practice tests. In one of my classes, we were given access to thousands and thousands of Nclex style questions, and I have been doing maybe anywhere from 50 to 200 of these questions every single day. And so for me, at this point, what I think I really need to do to prepare for the Nclex is just get practice taking tons and tons of questions. The Nclex can shut off anywhere from like 75 questions to like, I believe it's 265 questions. And so I just want to really get used to building up my endurance for taking test questions, because for some people, and I know this is for me, by the end of like 80 questions, I start getting tired, and you know, your brain starts slowing down. And so I'm building up my endurance, and I'm also building up the knowledge base that I have for Nclex questions by doing a bunch of practice questions to help me review. I also plan on reviewing the common medications. So on the Nclex, they can test you on like over 300 medications. Okay, I am not going to learn 300 medications and memorize every single one of them and every single question that can apply to those medications between now and when I take the Nclex. So what I plan on doing is looking at the common types of medications and actually looking at the drug endings. So many medications that are in specific categories have the same drug endings. For example, most beta blockers end in OLOL or OLOL, metoprolol, propanolol, etc. So if you know that drug ending and you also know that beta blockers like to slow down the heart rate and increase its productivity without stressing out the heart. And you know that before you give a beta blocker, you want to check the blood pressure, you want to make sure the heart rate's high. You know that if a patient takes a beta blocker, to expect their blood pressure to decrease and their heart rate to decrease. So if you're able to recognize those endings on the test and then be like, oh, that must be a beta blocker, even though I've never heard of that medication, I recognize the ending, then you can apply, okay, I know everything about beta blockers, and you can apply that to the question. So I plan on reviewing medications and specifically just reviewing the different drug endings and what those apply to and which categories of medications. Other than that, there's not much that I'm going to be doing to prepare for the Nclex other than soaking up my last few shifts of clinicals and really trying to pick up on, how nurses prioritize things and certain, ways they take care of their patients, and just reviewing a bunch of questions and reviewing drug endings. I'm not really doing much other than that. Again, I am going to be doing a video about all the ways to prepare for the Nclex, not just the ways that I'm doing. So that way, if you guys maybe want to take a review class, you can learn more about that in my future video. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I will see you guys next time. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!